Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole with Smith Outpost. Today I have with me the MSI Claw. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my experience with the MSI Claw as I've been playing it here for the last 2 weeks. So make sure that you stick around to the end because I'm going to let you guys know if I think it's worth purchasing. I do want to say I'm an MSI fan before we start getting into the details of the MSI Claw. But there's a lot of other handheld devices that I've been trying recently. A whole bunch of them are sitting right here behind me. So I have a whole bunch of handheld gaming, so I am able to give you guys a really nice review over how I actually feel about the performance of the MSI Claw versus something that's more comparable like the ROG Ally. So first off, I'm going to be having some videos playing on the background here because I want to point out some super bad experiences that I've been having lately with my MSI Claw, and that is mostly when it comes to cloud gaming. So a lot of you are buying the Claw because you want to play more intensive games, shooter games, racing games, not just low intensity games. And that's the whole point of when you look at MSI is they're mostly performance products, right? And so that is what I expect when I grab an MSI device is for it to perform, to get a gaming experience out of it. And I can't say as of right now that I am super impressed with the MSI Claw, but remember that I've only spent about 2 solid weeks here um, on the MSI Claw. So I am going to be spending more time with the Claw to give you guys a more detailed review. I'll spend about 2 months and then I'll come back again and tell you guys how I feel. Honestly, right now my experience isn't great. So in the background here, you're going to see that I'm playing some video, and I want you guys to focus on that screen. So you can very clearly see when I am playing Xbox Cloud Gaming, you can actually see the screen refreshing on the MSI Claw, like pixelated. That's not cool. When you're playing a racing game that you want to respond quickly, or you're playing a shooter game where you need things to respond right on the dime because you gotta wait for the screen to load. And that is not a great experience, MSI. So I am actually playing my games in performance mode, guys, when I'm playing. So I am running at the full capacity of the MSI Claw when I'm gaming. I can see refresh rates, not great. I can see the frames per second. You'll see that I actually have that up in the corner. It doesn't even work. When I'm playing a local game, for example, with Steam, it does work for that. But when I am cloud gaming, it doesn't work. You guys will see here that I'm actually going to go ahead and put up my internet speeds, my up and my down. They're awesome. I have really good internet out here, guys. We're running gigabit internet. There is absolutely zero reason why my Claw should be performing the way that it is. So I want to point that out that my internet speeds are phenomenal, okay? And when I'm grabbing my other devices, like the ROG Ally, I don't have those experiences where I'm seeing the pixelated refreshes coming up on the MSI Claw. I'm not having those experiences on the Ally, so I do know that this is device related. So MSI, you got some work to do here on the Claw. I was super excited when it first came out because I love MSI products. I tend to put MSI products into all my PC builds because they're reliable and they work good, right? And so when MSI came out with the handheld, I immediately went down to my local electronics store, was super happy to see there was one sitting on the shelf, and I bought it and I brought it home. But for me, the experience has been pretty terrible with the cloud gaming. I will say that the Steam experience is a little bit better. I'm not getting a lot of those refresh rates with the Steam games. You'll see that I have a couple games that I brought up that I just had locally installed. One was a spider game where you're trying to defeat them with fire and you're trying to hit them. And then the other one is Stumble Guy. So you'll see that you're not really seeing those pixelated refresh rates and things like that. But I also want you guys to focus on one other thing in the video that's playing behind me is I'm going to get quiet here for a minute, but I want you guys to listen to the audio. The audio is choppy and half the time is not actually coming through. You'll see that I'm fidgeting with the volume controls. I'm going into the MSI Command Center to actually adjust the volume to actually try to get it to trigger and turn on. It's super choppy. Like, even when I'm playing local games, I very rarely have audio come through. And when it does, you're like, what did they just say? Because it's super choppy. So I'm going to get quiet here. I want you guys to focus and listen on that, and also watch for those screen refreshes, because it's not good. It's not good, MSI. All right, guys, so you'll see that's my first volume check. No audio. So you'll see the frames per second there are not showing up during the cloud gaming. I want you guys to really focus in on the screen. I'm in performance mode. I'm checking my volume again to see if I can get it to come through. Make sure you check for those refreshes, guys. Just waiting for Forza to load up here. Checking volume again, because it should be coming through. Checking Command Center. You can clearly see volume is on.
Home. The most beautiful place on earth. Where everyone is welcome. Together and explore the wonder and beauty of Mexico. Experience true freedom. Life.
See the refreshing coming through the screen? That is not the camera, that is the game.
Let's go together as friends.
Refresh again.
You may ask, are we ready for what happens next? My friend, one thing I have learned chasing the horizon. Sometimes you just have to let go and enjoy the ride.
So you will hear that some of the words did actually cut out completely, that you were not able to actually hear them come through at all. Very pixelated there. That is the screen, that is not the camera. Pixelation again. You can see it as it just tries to load over and over. Pixelation again. No idea what they just said. There is no, you cannot hear the game actually driving. You can see that I can't even control the car right now, guys. That's how delayed it is. I am not intentionally driving like this. This is the game. I cannot control the car. Refreshing through the screen. It's just awful. Like, I just can't even describe how awful the refresh is on the cloud gaming. Fortnite was better. This was not good. Stumble Guy. You'll see I'm trying to load up. Again, there's absolutely no sound coming through. Making sure I'm still in performance mode. Let's try AI Engine. Let's see if this is any better. So you'll see this is a Steam game. Not as much pixelation coming through on Stumble Guy, which is not a huge game by any means, really not comparable to Forza, but you'll see the audio clearly is still not working. The controls are working fine, but the audio is still not working. You'll see that I am confirming that I am in extreme performance mode, checking fan speeds, setting it back to defaults, going away from AI engine, coming into extreme performance. Let's test the internet. Let's just show you guys everything is all good. I have pretty great internet speeds here, so I'm going to show you that everything is kosher, that it is actually the performance of the MSI Claw. As we wait for the download speeds here to load up, you'll see that as this comes through, it's awesome. 309.94 for download and upload. Come on, upload. As well, 108.56. All right, so you kind of were able to hear the audio. I did have a pretty good mic on my Canon camera that I used to record on. It wasn't good, right? The audio was very choppy. You couldn't really understand what the people were saying. Half the time, they kind of sound like robots when the audio actually came through. When I was playing Forza, which is the audio that you just heard, I had a hard time, like when the game first loaded, I couldn't even control the car. Like that's how delayed the reactions were when I was trying to drive the car. Is I'm not actually trying to crash. I've played that game many times. It's because it's not responding. It's not responding for the cloud gaming aspects of it. Again, I think the local games do run better, but the audio is still not great. It's not great at all. And so I wanted to give you guys my honest review of what my experience so far has been with the Claw. And right now, I'm kind of regretting my purchase. This is not a cheap device, you guys. I mean, I spent a heck of a lot less on my ROG Ally, and it's outperforming the MSI Claw by far. I am not having any of those same issues with the choppy or the audio not coming through. I do want to also say on the MSI Claw, I have to go into the MSI Command Center very often and actually switch it from the desktop mode into the gamepad mode so that I can actually control like the Command Center and things like that. Sometimes it actually doesn't even work at all. So I'll have to close Command Center down, reopen it, and then re-enable my gamepad so that I can actually navigate through the Command Center to get to my games. So that's not a great experience either. So I wanted to let you guys know right now, I don't know if I'd buy the MSI Claw. I feel like the ROG Ally is outperforming the MSI Claw. I'm not having any of those experiences on my Ally currently. So that is my honest review after 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks on the MSI Claw, and I'm already regretting my purchase. So I'm hoping maybe there's some updates you can do MSI, but it's not looking like you can. It looks like it's more hardware related, and that's not a good thing. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're going to be doing videos like this all the time, guys. I'm going to come back after 2 months, and I'm going to do another review of the MSI Claw. And I'm also going to dive more into the ROG Ally, which is sitting right over there, on how I feel like it actually stacks up to the Claw, which right now is way better. All right, guys, come back and join us again.